All right, lesson 70, worked out problems. I'm going to do something I don't normally do because I'm gone this lesson. I'm going to go ahead and do every single problem. And so if you are having difficulty with it, you can go back and you'll see exactly what's going on. I will go relatively fast through this, so you may have to stop and pause and think about it or rewind to get what I'm doing. But here we go. Practice problem A. -4 plus -3 plus 2 plus -5. Okay, first I'm going to do this once. So I don't like these parentheses things. I write it as -4 plus -3 plus 2 plus -5. So notice what I did is by throwing the negative signs up high here, they still are there, but I don't have to write all these parentheses. So to solve this problem, what you do is you just take all the negative numbers. I usually circle them. Well, what's 4 plus 3 plus 5? Well, that's 7 plus 5. That's -12. And then I have two positive numbers. Now, like I said in the previous lesson, you take the big number minus the small number. Well, that's 10. Which number has the biggest sign? Well, that's that. So the answer is -10. So I'm going to do that again. This time I'm just going to do it. Just kind of talk through it. So B is -8 plus 13 plus -5 plus -8. Okay, I have 8, 5, 3. That's going to be 13 plus 8 is 21. So I have -21 plus 13. And so 21 minus 13 is 8. The sign is negative. Answer C. 3 plus -8 plus -9 plus 2 plus -4. All right, -8, -9, -4. That's 17 plus 4 is -21. 2 plus 3 is 5. So 21, big number, minus the small number is 16. The sign goes with the bigger number, so that's -16. And D is going to be similar, -5 plus 8 plus 9 plus -5 plus -7. So add all the negative numbers. 5 and 7 is 17. And 8 and 9 is positive 17. Well, the answer is 0. That's the practice problems. Okay, moving on to the actual problem set. Okay, problem number 1. Okay, big can held 18 ounces. I usually just kind of write these out as I'm reading it. And it costs $2.52. Small can is 12 ounces and costs $1.08. What is the better buy? Okay, so I want to know the price per pound of each. So 18 ounces is $2.52. Okay, so that would be 1 ounce would be how much? Okay, using the move swap method, I have x equals 2.52 over 18. And I do that on my calculator, and I say, okay, what is that? And I don't know because my calculator is not loading up. There we go. 2.52 divided by 18, and I get 0.14. It's 14 cents for this guy. 14 cents per ounce. Okay, then I do the other one. 12 ounces is $1.08. That's going to be, so what's 1 ounce? That's going to be what? Okay, another way to look at this is if I just flip both, I would have x over 1 equals 108 over 12. In other words, if I just flip both sides, it's another way to do the move swap. But same thing. So what's 1.08 divided by 12? That's 0.09. So this is 9 cents. So which is the better buy? That's the better buy. 9 cents an ounce instead of 14 cents an ounce. Much better. This is something you actually can do And neat to do somewhat quickly on your calculator, if you go to the grocery store and you have two different items and you're trying to figure out which one's the better buy, very often they will put labels and they'll say how much per ounce each one is. That helps. That started a few years ago in most grocery stores because they figured people are stupid and they can't do math. But not every store does it and not every item will have those things. So this is how you actually figure it out. Question number 2, the ratios of painted faces to unpainted faces is 3 to 5. So that's what it tells you in the question. And it says if 1,800 had painted, how many have unpainted? Okay, well, if the ratio is 3 to 5, and that's 1,800 painted to X, that becomes my problem. So I'm going to move the X up this way. I'm going to swap them, and I'm going to move this one this way. So I get X equals 1,800 times 5 over 3, which is the same as 600 times 5, which is 3,000. So I have 3,000 unpainted faces. Answer. Okay, number 3. Okay, number 3. 7/8 of the worker's income. 7/8 of the worker's income is used to pay for necessities. 5,600 was spent on necessities. How much was the worker's income? So 7/8 of the worker's total income is 5,600. So we want the total income. Okay, so that's 7/8 times X equals 5,600. I'm going to move the 7 down, move the 8 up, and I have X equals 5,600 times 8, and divide that by 7, and I get 56. Sorry, try that again. 5,600 times 8, and then divide that by 7 equals, 64. Press the wrong button, my calculator. 6,400. And that's the answer, 6,400. Now notice I stopped and I said, wait a minute, that's weird. And I realized that I hit the wrong button because I know that obviously it's not going to have 56 people. That would make no sense. Okay, so question 4 is complete the chart. Okay, so if I have, again, fraction, decimal, percent, if it's telling me the different pieces, 0.37, that's 37%. And the fraction, that's 37 over 100ths. That's it, number 5. Number 5, round 0.0000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. And then a 9,153. It says rounded to the 10 millions. Okay, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. So this is where we're rounding it off. So it says rounded off to there. The answer is going to be 0.1234592. And I'm doing that because this is a 5 or bigger. And it says write it in scientific notation. Well, this becomes 9.2 times 10 to the, how many spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 to the negative 7 spots. That would be the answer. Or sorry, 9.2 would be here. 10 to the negative 6 spots. All right, and then let's clear this board and let's go to number 6. 130, number 6, 130 mountain bikes at the shop. So that's the total. Okay, it says 52 have bar ends. Okay, that means weird handlebars. Okay, and then the question is, what percent? Okay, so you're saying what percent of 130 is 52? You recognize again this pattern. So put an x there and it becomes 130 times x equals 52. Divide both sides by 130. And I get x equals 52 divided by 130, which is 0.4 or 40%. Answer. Number 7. 4/10 of what number is 216? Very similar problem. So 4/10 x equals 216. Move the 10 up, move the 4 down, and I get x equals 216 times 10 divided by 4, which is 540. Okay, 4/10 of 540 is 2/16. Number 8, what fraction of 39 is 24? Okay, 39x equals 24. Divide both sides by 39, and I get x equals 34, or 24 39s. 3 goes into both of those, so that's 8/13. And you could write that as 24 is 8 times 3, and 39 is 13 times 3. 3's cancel. So you end up with 8/13. Okay, moving on. Number 9. Number 9. What percent of 480 is 450? Okay, so 480 times x equals 450. X equals 450 over 480. And this is asking what percent. So I do that math and I say 450 divided by 480, and I end up with 0.9375, or the answer will be 93.75% would be the answer. Number 10. 4 2/3 of what number is 5 4/5? Okay, so blank of blank is blank. So I'm going to change this to a regular fraction. That's going to be 14/3 x equals 29/5. Move the 3 up, move the 14 over, and I get x equals 29 times 3, which is 87 on the top, and 5 times 14, which is going to be 70 on the bottom. And the question is, on number 10, 4 2/3 of what number is that? Well, that's the answer. 4 2/3 of 87/70 is that. And what is that? If I were to break this into mixed numbers, which I don't like to do, that's 1 17/70 is the answer. But this is fine. Number 11. You have I'm going to get a new page for number 11, because this one might take a little bit drawing. Okay, number 11, we have box, essentially, with a half circle and a half circle. And so what looks kind of like a heart. If you lay it out sideways, and this is what we're referring to. This is radius of 10, which means that this is 10 and that's 10, so this is 20. That also has a radius of 10, so that means that's 20. Okay, so question 11, find the perimeter. Well, perimeter is 20 plus 20 plus this half circle plus this half circle, or 2 half circles is a whole circle, and the circumference of a whole circle is 2 pi times 10. So the answer is 40 plus 20 pi. Okay, that would be the perimeter. The area is going to be 20 times 20. That's the perimeter. The area is going to be 20 times 20, which is 400, plus the area of a circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. So the answer is going to be 400 plus 100 pi. And then number 12 deals with the same one. It says, what's the volume? Well, the volume of a cylinder is equal to the area of the top times the height. So this is the area of the top, which I just figured out, and the height is this much. In this case, it says, what if it's 7 tall? Well, it's the area of the top, then 400 plus 100 pi times 7, which is 7 times 4 is 28, so 2800 plus 7 times plus 700 pi. That's the answer. Or you could leave it like that. That would be fine too. And that's number 12. New page. Number 13. Number 13 is going to be Simon Snail slid at 15 inches per day. 15 inches per day. Then he got tired, can go only half as fast, so he went 7.5 inches per day. Okay, how long would it take him to go 45 inches? Okay, so this is his rate. So I'm saying 7.5, which is 15 halves inches per day, is one of my ratios. Or I can say 215 days per days per inch. So I can write it either way. So I'm going to multiply it times something to give me, because it's asking how long, days. So which one do I multiply to give me days? Well, I've got inches on the top and days on the bottom. I want days, so I'm going to use this one. So 15 inches per day is equal to, and it says, and he's going to go times 45 inches. I'm going to use this one. So 2 days per 15 inches times 45 inches. So the inches will cancel. It gives me 2 times 45, which is 90 over 15 days. And 90 over 15 is 246 days. That's that answer. That's 13. Number 14. So you'll notice that on that one, I'm just kind of thinking it out as I go. You're allowed to do that. Math is not you just going, answer. I know it's exactly what to do. Some of these things it is, but not always. Sometimes you just got to sit there and figure it out and go, oh yeah, that's right. And I do this a lot, and I still have to kind of think my way through it. All right, so this is a cool little TP-shaped thing, or A-frame shaped thing, and it has these dimensions. Okay, so question 14 is, what's the surface area? Well, the surface area is the area of the front, the area of the back. Oh, so let's start with the area of the front. If the area of the front of a triangle is base times height, well, that's 2 times 3 times 1/2. That's the area, or 3. So that's the area of the front. So this is 3, and the back is 3. So area of the front, area of the back. Now I have these triangles, or these rectangles. Well, this is this rectangle here is 6, and then it's 3.16. Well, I've got 2 of those. So it's going to be 6 times 3.16, which is going to be, we take our calculator out for that, and we say, what's 6 times 3.16? And it's going to be 18.96. So that's the area of one of those sides. Okay, the area of the other side is also 18.96. And then we have the bottom. Well, the bottom is too big and 6 long. So that's going to be 12. So if I think of it this way, I have the area of the front, which is 3, plus the area of the back, which is 3, plus the left side, which is 18.96, plus the right side, which is 18.96, plus the bottom, which is 12. And then I just do the math. So I'm going to do this kind of in my head. That's 6, and this is 36, 38. This would be 37.92, and then plus 12. And so 6 and 12 is 18. So 18 plus 37 is going to be 56. So 56.92. And this is in inches. So, it says in centimeters. So this is going to be square centimeters. And that is problem number 14. Let me clear this. There we go. All right. All right, so number 15, 3 1/5 over 2 1/3 equals 4 over x. All right, change these to regular, well, move and swap is really what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say move the x that way and swap it with that, move this that way, and I'm going to get x equals 4 times 2 1/3 over 3 1/5. Okay, so that's 4 times 7/3 over 3 1/5. So this is, that's going to be 3 times 5 is 16 fifths. Go ahead and do that. And so this is going to be 28/3 over 16 fifths. So top divided by the bottom in a fraction. So that's going to be, what's 28/3 divided by 16 fifths? We don't do that. We say 28/3 times 5/16. Can I cancel anything? Sure. 2. This is 2 times 14, and this is 2 times 8. So the 2's will cancel, and that's about all I can do canceling. So 14 times 5 is 70. 3 times 8 is 24. I guess I could have canceled another 2 in there. So that's going to be 35 over 12 is the answer. And then number 16, similar problem. 3/4 over 10/21 equals 8 over x. So x equals, swap those, is going to be 3/4 on the bottom. On the top is going to be 8 times 10/21. So that's going to be 80 over 21 over 3 over 4. So that's 80 over 21 times 4 over 3. And can I cancel anything? 7 goes into 3. No. So 8 times 4 is 320. And 21 times 3 is 63. Done. Next one. All right, number 18, or 7, sorry, I'm at 17. 17, 6 1/3 x minus 4 7/8 equals 3 3/4. Okay, 6 times 3 is 19x over 3 minus 4 times 8 is 32, plus 7 is 39 over 8 equals 12 plus 3 is 15 over 4. I need a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply this one, top and bottom, times 8. And then this one, top and bottom, times 3. This one, top and bottom, times 2 times 3. So I have 8 times 3, and so 6 on the top. So I have 8 times 19, which is 152x minus 39 times 3, which is 117, equals 15 times 6, which is 90, all over 24. So I only need to look at the numerators if the denominators are the same. So add 117 to both sides, and I have 152x equals 90 plus 117 is going to be 207. Divide both sides by 152, and I have 207 over 152. Answer. That's x. And number 18 is going to be 5 6/7 x minus 5/21 equals 11 3/4. Okay, so we're going to change this. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 6 is 41, x over 7 minus 5 over 21 equals 11 times 14 is 154, is 157 over 14. So I need a common denominator. I'm going to pick something goes into all those. So 21 kind of goes, not really. 42 is going to be my deal. So multiply that times 2, and I got 42 here. Multiply that one times 6, I got 42. And 14 times 3, and I got 42. So I end up with 6 times 41 equals 246. X minus 10 equals 157 times 3, which is 471. And add 10 to both sides, and I get 246x equals 481. So x equals 481 over 246. And I don't need to simplify it. Good enough. All right. Number 19. Okay, number 19. 1 plus negative 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus negative 6. Well, that's negative 8 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. And the sign is on the bigger one. Number 20. 28 plus 2 plus negative 5 plus negative 10. That's negative 15 plus 30. 30 minus 15 is 15, and the sign is on the big one. So number 21. 21, 9 plus negative 9 plus 2 plus 9 minus plus negative 7. Well, 9 is 18, and negative 9, plus 1 is, there's a 1 there too. So that's 19, and then so that's 9, 1, and 9 is 19. And I have negative 9, negative 2, negative 7. That's negative 18. Oh, that's 1. 21. That was 21? Yes, it was. 22. 2 squared plus 3 times 2 squared plus 2 to the 4th minus 3 squared minus root 4. Okay, so we just start with the easy stuff. I'm going to say 2 squared is 4 plus 3 times whatever's in this bracket. Okay, well, 2 squared is 4 times 2 to the 4th is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16, minus 3 squared is 9, and the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so 16 minus 9 is 7. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 minus 2 is 26. So what's in that bracket is 26. So I have 4 plus 3 times 26, which is going to be 78. 4 plus 78 is 82. And that's that one. Getting there. Okay. 23, 2 2/3 plus 1/6 times 2 1/4. Okay, so let's first of all make this 8/3 plus 1/6 times 9/4. Okay, PEMDAS says do that first. So it's 8/3 plus 9/24. Common denominator would be multiply top and bottom times 8. And I end up with 8 times 8 is 64 plus 9 over 24. So 73 over 24. Answer. Number 24. 16 and 11 twelfths minus 3 and 5 sixths plus 2 and 7 eighths. Okay, so 16 times 12 is 192 plus 11 is going to be 203 over 12 minus 3 times 6 is going to be let's do this a little different. 16 minus 3 plus 2 is how much? 16 minus 3 plus 2 is going to be 13 plus 2, 15. Okay, then I've got 11 twelfths minus 5 sixths plus 7 eighths. This gets me out of these 200 kinds of things. My common denominator is going to be 24. So multiply top and bottom times 2, multiply top and bottom times 4, multiply top and bottom times 3, and end up with 22 minus 20 plus 21 over 24. And so 22 minus 20 is 2 plus is 23 24ths. So 15, 23, 24ths. That's that one. A little faster than doing those 200 things. If you have a calculator, I'm not sure it's any faster, but intellectually it's easy to do. Okay, number 25, 12.21 times 0.0017. Use a calculator. 12.21 times 0.0017 equals 0.020757. Okay, number 26, again, use a calculator, and that's 11. Yeah, I'm not even going to do that one. 26, calculator. You don't need me to do that for you. Number 27, 1/3 times 2 1/3, which I'm going to just make 7/3, plus 3 1/4, which I'm going to make 13/4, minus 13/36. Okay, let's get in a common denominator in the inside here, multiply that. So now I have 12s at the bottom, so I have, this becomes 1/3 times 28 plus 39 over 12 minus 13/36. Okay, multiply this times this, and I get 28 plus 39 is, what is 28 plus 39? At this point, this is where I really start to use a calculator, because my brain is usually about done with quick math at this point. So I have to just make 67. 3 times 12 is 36. So I have this minus 13/36. Well, 67 minus 13 is 57, 54/36 is the answer. You can reduce that to 27/18, which you can reduce to, 3 goes into both of those, 9/6, which you can reduce again into 3/2. So this is good though. And move on. 28. 2 1/3, that's 7/3 times 12 1/6, that's going to be 73/6 times 1 5/12. 1 5/12 is 17/12. So saying rather than times 7 divided by 17/12, I'm going to say times 12/17. And then divided by or times 4/1. So now I just multiply them all out, unless I can cancel things. I can cancel, this is 3 times 4, 3's cancel, and 6 is 2 times 3, so 4 is 2 times 2, so one of those cancels, and I'm out of canceling. So I have 7 times 73 times 4 times 2 on the top, and 3 times 17 on the bottom. and whatever that is. You just do it on your calculator. 7 times 73 times 4 times 2 equals 4,088. And on the bottom, 3 times 17 is 51. Answer. Last two problems. Number 29. They're telling you xy. So xy is, x is 6 times y, which is 8, plus x, which is 6, times y, which is 8, times z, which is 1/24th. Okay, minus x, which is 6, plus y to the, which is 8, to the t, which is squared. Okay, so 6 times 8 is 48. This is 48 over 24, which is 2, minus 6, and 8 squared is 64. Do the math. 48 plus 2 is 50, plus 64 is 114, minus 6, 108. Last problem, number 30. It's giving you a triangle, and it's saying, look, here's B, 3.5, and then 2, and then it's giving you a similar triangle where this is 5, and this is A, and this is 10 2/3. So it's saying, what is A and B? So let's start with these ratios. This and this are similar. This and this are similar. So B is to 3.5 as 10 2/3 is to 5. So moving this over here, I get 3.5, which is 7 halves, 10/3, which is 20 or 32 thirds over 5. And so this is going to be 7 times, it's basically this one, which is 7 times 32. Again, this is where my calculator comes in. 224 over 6 over 5. So this divided by that, which means 224 over 6 times the reciprocal of that times 1/5. So it's 224 over 30. That's A, or that's B. Do the other one. Now, this is to this as, so in other words, this, this piece is to this as this. So 3.5 or 7 halves is to 2 as 5 is to A. Okay, again, move and swap, move the 2 up there, swap those. I end up with A equals 10 over 7 halves, or 10 divided by 7 halves, or 10 times 2 sevenths, which is 20 sevenths. So that's A, and that's B. And that's the end.